We're going to talk about The View today. So let's talk about Sunny. Let's get into this. All right, before I get into this, I'm tired of The View. I'm tired of them talking about this. And it's just, anyways, I've been doing the political thing for 7 years now. And it's just, before I get into what I'm about to talk about when it comes to View, Sunny Halstead, and if you want to hear my opinions and a regular mother, just middle class, not even middle class, low to middle class, come talk to me. Okay, TikTok. This is going to be my opinion with my First Amendment right, just so we're very clear. Any of the information I get about Sunny or anything I say about The View is off of Wikipedia and Google. You can go verify everything I say that is online on a public website. Just want to state that. Anyways, let's talk about the fact that Sunny Halstead wants to get on here. And what was her name? Alyssa, I got my own issues there. I'm not even here to talk about that. I'm here to talk about the fact that honestly, she only lets part of her Republican come out. That's another day. Let's talk about Sunny. Sunny is just on one. First, we'll talk about school choice. This woman wants to get on here and sit there and try and tell me what's best for my kids. The fact that you don't even know what you're talking about, and you're a lawyer. I looked you up, Sunny, and you were talking about school choice as if you are a parent that has children that actually could use this. You're talking about how you think that rich people are going to use it so that they don't have to pay for private school. Why would they do that when they're already rich? They're already paying for private school. That's stupid. It makes it so that people like me with my children, when my children were in the school they were in before on the other side of town, and then they got moved over here, now they don't get the same education and do not get the same criteria, the love, the caring, the information, the knowledge that they got from the other school, because when we used to live on that side of town, they could go to there. And mind you, these are both public schools. One's a STEM school, one's a regular school. Guess what? If you didn't already know, the STEM school is the one that's not good. But because they have the STEM school name, they get all this money and funding while all the kids don't actually want to go there, but they have a great name. While the other school on the other side is 10,000 times better, but they don't get it. So what do? You want to know how this works, Sunny? You put the attachment to the child. The money's attached to the child. Then once that child sits there and their parents, say 10 parents, sit there and say, nope, don't like this school, I'm sending them over here. Those 10 parents, including me, send their kids over there. What does that show? That shows, not only does it show the school board, just all the teachers, the parents, shows all of them that this is a better school, that 10 different parents agree that this is where they want their kids to go. Not a private school, just another public school. Then what happens is those teachers end up sitting there and seeing, oh, wow, this is a better school. All these kids are going over here. And I already don't like this because they're not really helping it. Let me go where the kids are and the place that's actually helping them. That's how you make change. That's how you do this, okay? Because it helps not only the child, the money that's attached to the child, but then also helps the teacher get paid more, because it means good teachers are going to the school where the attached money is to the child. It shows the teacher where the money is, shows the teacher where the better job is, shows the kids that are actually going to have parents that are wanting their child to have a better education regardless of their income and where they live, if they are poor or middle income. Most people with money do not need this. It is for our children. Just like what's-her-face sat there and Alicia, whatever, the fake Republican on here, sorry, quotations, fake Republican, that sat there and said that it's not about sending rich kids to private school. It's about making it so that no matter where your neighborhood is, no matter if you live on the south side, the north side, the west side, you get to go to a good school. She just sat there and got done talking about the fact that what they live however many times longer when you actually graduate, you have to start from the bottom. And then Whoopi wants to come on here and talk about how she's afraid that Head Start's going to get erased. That's what her mom used to do. Dude, my kids were in Head Start. Head Start's a wonderful program, and explain to me how this doesn't correlate with Head Start and the attachment for the child. I know what it's like because I'm going through it. I am switching my children from one school to another school, okay? I also want you to keep in mind that almost all of the percentages of CPS that get called on children, it's like 20-something% of CPS calls are from schools, just so that they can make money. If you stop incentivizing it and making it where schools get paid money to keep kids in the school, not to teach them, not to get them to pass through the grades, that's what we need to focus on. Getting them into the right school, also making sure that they're actually being taught, passing what they're being taught. If you don't, they get pushed through like me because you want to talk about, oh, they take money from the kids that are dyslexic. No, they don't. That's not how it works. Every child that is in existence in the United States will be able to do this. It will not take any money from a child that has dyslexia or has a learning disability. It will make it so the school, the teachers, and the parents all line up in the same place. It's not that hard to figure out. You're a lawyer. You should know this. Now, let's also talk about the fact that you want to sit here and spit all this crazy feminist, I want to kill babies, I want to do this. Have any of you actually looked online and just to Google information, just a quick Google search about Sunny? Sunny, why do you talk about the fact that, like, she busted out? You went to private school. Your kids go to private school. I don't even have to look that up. Just saying. Don't know if it's true, but it's just, educational guess. Anyways, then on top of it, you sit there and scream about being in the Bronx and, oh, I grew up in this and that and I'm poor. No, your parents were poor and made something for themselves. And you weren't that damn poor because your dad was a computer analyst. A computer analyst nowadays is not that big of a deal, but back then, oh, I was a big deal. And then not only that, your dad went on to work for PBS. And on top of that, your mom got pregnant. Your mom got pregnant and they weren't really doing that well. Wait a minute. If your mom wasn't doing that well and she wanted to be like a lawyer, like she said, and if she would do what you tell women to do nowadays, she would have got an abortion, which would mean you wouldn't be here right now, right? But your mom didn't do that. Your mom was a loving, caring woman, stayed home, was a stay-at-home wife, didn't choose that career. She could have if she wanted to. Maybe she felt she was best there. She didn't abort her baby. She didn't leave her marriage, from what I know. I can't find anything if they're still married or not. She did everything the opposite of you. So everything that you tell women on your show to do is exactly the opposite of what your mom did and you did. Make it make sense. It doesn't. That's the whole point. Then she goes on to talk about, because I'm skipping through this, guys, just so you know, she goes on to talk about how they pull the money from the kid. No, they don't. No, they don't. And the fact that you're a lawyer, you know you're just getting paid to say this crap. That's how you know, too. Not only that, then she goes on. What did she say again? That's what it is. She thinks school choice is going to make teachers have like a different criteria to be a teacher. That doesn't mean they hire less qualified teachers to do the job for school choice. Like, come on. Now, also, I want to talk about something too. This also will help people who are poor that have religious views, okay? And I'm also a Christian, I'm Catholic, but I love rosary beads, just so you know. That's not the point. The point is, what about people that don't want their children indoctrinated with the crap that you guys want at public school? Because you can't pray at school. I mean, I guess you can, but we don't anymore. I'm surprised they even still do the Pledge of Allegiance. Like, I had to make sure with my kids they still did. Do you know how messed up that is? Then on top of it, what about poor people that have religious values and they don't want their kids to go to that, but they can't afford private school? What about them, Sonny? Wouldn't you want poor people? Doesn't matter if they're white, black, Hispanic. It doesn't matter what color they are. Wouldn't you want them to be able to send their children to a religious school if they're choosing? I'm going to make another video because we're going to keep going, because if y'all didn't even notice too, Whoopi gets mad at the prompter for sitting there and not telling her what to say so she doesn't get in trouble legally, which I think is very coincidental. It means that there's nothing in here. They're just reading it off a prompter. But we're the dumb ones, guys. We're the trash bags. Remember?